Hey there, everybody. Welcome to our review and reaction for Survivor 44, episode 11. We had to go and get Jam Jam out of the water so that we could come and do this video for you guys.
Oh my God. Listen, that challenge, I'm a Pisces and I love the water, but I'm not $1 million. No, I'm not drowning for $1 million.
No,
There's no way I'm doing that
no.
in any circumstances. I'm completely out.
One of my earliest memories, and like I don't know if this is real or if I just like imagine it, is like me jumping into the water from like various high points, and like so I have this like fear of drowning now. I don't know if I almost did, but no, I'm never doing this.
No, me too. My mom told me a story and whatever. I don't remember this, but apparently
Yeah.
like I almost drowned when I was really, really little. I don't remember. And she took me outside and threw me in a snowbank. And apparently I started breathing again. So it all worked out. I'm here. But like, yeah, maybe that's why I'm like, no, with the drowning. I love water, but like, here's a challenge this weekend. You guys are going to drown. It's like, nah, just take your
Okay.
money. Goodbye.
The This has been this week's edition of One Night and Jess Would Suck at Survivor, which is I think an ongoing series now where we just recount why we would be terrible at this game.
How my mom saved my life
There you
throwing
go.
me in a snowbank.
There you go. I don't remember what happened to me. I don't. Maybe I'm making all this up in my brain. But okay, this episode, I think there's going to be a lot of conversation about the vote, everyone's decision with the vote.
Yeah.
Why Carolyn wrote out a name, crossed it out, and wrote down another name.
Yeah,
Like,
and why I think that this is the move, and I know there's going to be some back and forth with you guys in the
yeah,
comments, but I think that Carolyn's move is the thing that put her on the board in front of everybody finally. She's been like talking about how everybody thinks she's a turkey in her words and that, she's kooky and nobody takes her seriously. And this is a move that everybody looked at and was just, I mean, Jam Jam's laughing, the jury's looking at her like, like
yeah.
it was the move that I think really put her on the board.
We're going to get into that move. Everybody else's moves, like this is a pretty jam-packed episode for there being so few people.
Jam packed.
Oh,
Oh,
so if you guys are enjoying this, I think you'd also really enjoy our Patreon. Jess and I started that recently. We
yeah.
have a link down in the description, and there is some exclusive Survivor content over there if you join, including a discussion that we've had about returning players
Yep.
who from this season would you like to see back down the road. And there's so much great content even coming from the Survivor and the extended CBS reality universe. Big
Mhm.
Brother 25, for those who haven't heard, Jess and I are all in on that. And earlier today, by the way, they made this big announcement that Survivor 45, they're gonna be 90-minute installments when they come, which we're really excited about this now. We can do all our little dances now. Jeff Probst somewhere, he's just like, all right, now I'm gonna have 45 minutes of twists an episode. And he's not gonna give us anything we actually want, which is like time to get to know the players and
Yeah,
personal moments.
it's just going to be really fun. I mean, besides our Survivor coverage here at, the YouTube channel, we already have, like Matt said, extra videos and polls and all kinds of discussion going on at our Patreon. We got Big Brother this summer. We're going to have lots of Patreon stuff going on there. And then we're going to have weekly shows here at YouTube for Survivor, the next Survivor 45. And then we are also going to have weekly shows over on our Patreon for all of you who have already joined and all of you who will join us. I mean, we got Survivor, Big Brother, Survivor.
Yeah.
So hit that link and help support the channel and enjoy the conversation.
No, like the first thing that immediately came to my mind with the Survivor 45 90-minute thing is that like we get these comments all the time. The have you watched Australian Survivor and all this and it's like I've seen some of it. I am really far behind. If you guys spoil this in the comments on anything in a future season, one, you will really hurt my feelings. Two,
It's going to be a knife fight. I'm
there
telling you
will be a
guys.
knife fight. I will send strongly worded letters into the comments
Oh my
for
goodness.
all of you who do. But no, those episodes are a little bit longer, which is why I feel like the 90-minute format for this is going to work out just fine. Okay, Carolyn's move. You laid it out, and this is where I think this is really interesting because there's a train of thought here, so everybody jump on board as I'm going, because I think this is the move that does, like you said, make it a lot more likely that Carolyn wins.
Yep.
I think conversely, this is the move that's going to make it a lot less likely for her to make it to the final three, where it's a big risk. It is a very huge risk for a lot of reasons. And I think a lot more people are going to be less inclined to want to work with her, but she's also got a much better case if she makes it there. And so I think the focus is now on her to try to figure that out.
I think she's still going to make it there because the person that left tonight, Danny, needed to go. Like, even though he hasn't been winning challenges, where we all know that Survivor isn't only about winning challenges,
Yeah.
it's really about who's controlling the votes. And Danny has been behind a lot of the vote controlling. So getting him out makes it a little more open for other people to be, you know, dipping in with that vote. I think now's the time that Danny needed to go. It was going to get a lot harder. I mean, it's a small group already right now. But like I said, Carolyn's been strategically reading the room. She, you know, reads people like I have never seen on any show before. I mean, even tonight, she's like, I know that they're voting Carson. I can see it. I can feel it. I feel like Danny's up to something. She's absolutely right. She goes over, talks to Danny, tries to get information from him. Nope, he's not budging. It doesn't matter. She's still able to read him like a book, and it's just like, no, I know you're lying to me. I can tell that he's lying to me. And she makes this decision to tell Carson about her idol, and then she decides to play it in front of everybody, and Danny ends up going. And while everybody doesn't know everything that happened by the time we're at the end of this episode, it was such a smart strategic move, in my opinion, because it also let the jury see what she's capable of, that she is willing to take big swings to save people that she thinks, you know, will continue working with her. She's right. Like, they are going to be coming after the three of them. They are going to try to break them up. So I think this was a good move for her. And I still think, because she's been, you know, Turkey Carolyn throughout the game, that, you know, maybe this hasn't won her the game, but it's definitely won her a spot that when she gets to that final three, she's got stuff on her resume that people have seen. And what I was worried about is that she has things that people haven't seen, and that she was going to have a hard time explaining what she's done. But now they've seen it with their own eyes.
It's a huge move. It's going to put a big target on her back, just because, you know,
at the end of the game, everybody's got a target on their back.
It's just sort of one of these sort of things where I feel like everybody's going to pay attention. Anytime you do theater at tribal council, and, you know, there's a certain element of that, it's going to make people very, very transfixed on you. And so the weird thing about this tribal is, like, by and large, I have no issue with what Carolyn did. And just even with the idol, like, I know she didn't necessarily have to play it, but, you know, in that moment, like,
she didn't know. She went with the information she had, and she just knew that Danny wasn't being honest with her. She really didn't know.
No, I'm not one of these people who's ever going to be like, oh, you didn't need to. You can always go find another idol. Like, that part of it is fine by me. She's trying to play whatever she feels like is the right move in that moment with the information she has, like you said. But this is where I would have let Carson go.
Oh, you can just get out.
I'm just going to say that right now. It's not because...
Oh my God, I've got my hard hat on for all the comments. I know you Carson people are going to come for Matt. I'm with you guys. It's him alone over here.
It's not because I don't like Carson. I have probably related to Carson more in my life than any other player out there. Not that that is probably a surprise. Look at me. But the thing is...
Except he knows how to do the bro handshake. He's like, I'm young and I just learned it. I am 48 years old. I still don't know it. So if anybody in the comments, you want to, you know, teach me the bro handshake. Do you know the bro handshake?
I don't know if I think that may just be like the Troy and Abed thing from Community. I don't know if that's actually a bro handshake. I'm sorry, all you bros out there that I have.
Okay, is it like, anybody? Is that it? One in the chat if we got it right. I'm kidding. This isn't live.
Well,
let us know in the comments.
Still gonna let us know. No, the issue with Carson is that he is extremely likable. He tells this
He is.
endearing stories at Tribal. This dude, he's like practicing this challenge in his bathtub. It's just like he clearly is 3D printing things. I don't trust him at the end of the game when things are more about like puzzles and strategy and all of this sort of stuff. I understand Carolyn's sort of rationale though of like, okay, I want to keep my Tika numbers.
Yes.
I'm close with Carson. It's just, for my own paranoia, I look at Carson and it's just like the red alarms of threat, just like go off in my brain. I look at Danny and I just see, bro, you're not going to do well at the competitions later.
I know, but right now he has been controlling a lot of the votes. He's been behind a lot of them. He's been in on a lot of them. I don't want to deal with that, not with the tribe being this small.
Okay. Let's just get into the things that make, in my opinion, just absolutely no sense whatsoever from all of this, starting with, Lauren and Jamie. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, what? I understand the idea of, Tika wanting to stay together, but if you are Danny, Heidi, Lauren, Jamie, do you guys, those three are clearly the people who have been jumping back and forth. What happened here? Did somebody like put a spell on you? That was just like, okay, you must vote this way, or is this?
It's the wilderness from Yellow
Okay.
Jackets. All right.
It might as well be, because it's a better explanation than anything that I have right now on all of this, unless there's like some big scene we just didn't see for whatever reason. It's just, I don't understand the logic in thinking that like letting those three stay together when they were all in the original tribe together, that like that is going to be a right move. Like maybe we can get them out later. Well, then you're just basically being like, there's three of them, there's three other people. They sort of have not a majority, but they have a tie. Like that's no. I am out on Lauren and Jamie as any serious threat. I know Jamie's got 200 immunity idols and she's the greatest player of all time, but I still am
Yes,
out.
she is. Hell yes.
Okay.
No, she's not, but I absolutely love her.
I love Jamie too. I just don't understand your voting. Also, I don't understand most of your game, but that's okay. We can still appreciate. Okay, number two of the things that don't make any sense. Carolyn, at the vote, first of all, she's up there for 2 hours doing whatever it was that she was doing. Then she votes for Lauren, and then she crosses it out, and then she votes for Danny. Why? Like, what? Lauren wasn't even on the board. What are you doing, Carolyn?
I don't know. I mean, sometimes things just don't make sense.
What if this was...
Listen, I also think it's just in those moments in Tribal. I mean, clearly she had something that was going on. You could see it on her finger. She was kind of counting things out, trying to figure things out. People get paranoid. These games make you paranoid, and you don't really, listen, sometimes it's up to the last minute, and you just don't know what's going on. You're trying to figure it out.
You know what I would love? I'm sure this isn't what happened, but like, for everybody who doesn't know the first season of Big Brother Canada, you had somebody vote for the wrong person to win.
I know, oh my God.
See, what if she actually just wrote down the wrong name on accident?
No.
She was like, why did I do that? I would have crossed that name out more. I would have like made that, I would have let that entire like marker or pen or whatever just run out of ink. I don't want anybody to know whose name was originally there. I don't, they may not know her handwriting. They may not know it was her who cast it, but like none of that. I'm still completely and utterly confused.
I would have just taken another piece of paper. There was a whole bunch of them there. And if you know what, I took someone else's vote, then production can come in and bring another piece of paper. There's no shortage.
You know what's weird? Like, not that I would ever want to play Survivor, but I've had these like dreams in my head of like, if I was ever playing Survivor, I would write just poems on those things when I was voting, because it would be fun and it would be clever and it would be like, it would be like, hey there, Lee, I'm voting you out. Tee-hee. And like something really, really simple. Okay.
Okay. And you know what, guys? Matt's actually a really incredible poet. He has a book published of poetry when he was like only like 20 years old. So, the poetry, it's typically better than this. Just trust me.
I'm doing it in the moment, everybody. I'm relying with the tools that are right in front of me. Okay. Here's the other sort of really interesting part about all this with Carolyn and her big move, which, like we said, great, helps her build a resume.
Yeah.
She tells Carson about having this idol beforehand. And I'm I'm kind of on the fence about this because it's just sort of like it'd be even better theater if she went up there and she did this and Carson just didn't even know about it. But I understand her wanting to put his mind at ease. But did you not tell Jam Jam? Is Jam Jam gonna be like, well, why didn't you tell me? Like, well, I thought we were buds.
Okay, Jam Jam doesn't have a leg to stand
know.
on with this. Like, he's left her out of all kinds of stuff. Jam Jam, if Jam Jam's going to be mad about this, which he probably is, like, just take a seat. Yeah, you've done this to her. She's doing it to you. You guys are still on the same side of things. It'll be fine. I understand why she told Carson. It makes sense. She's trying to build trust. She's trying to continue to build the bond with him. And she has been protecting him a lot of this game. And she's continuing to do so. She thinks she needs him as a number right now. And it makes sense. He needs to be in on what's going to happen.
I'll go tinfoil hat here, and this may not even be that big a tinfoil hat. I feel like Carolyn knew the moment she told Carson that she was going to use the idol on him. Like, I think she had already decided it in her head, because otherwise she's been so good at keeping that a secret.
I know. She's been holding on to this idol and this secret for so long now.
Like, I just think that's why she went ahead and did that. Yeah, she can go and find another idol. In theory, we'll sort of see what happens. Everybody might just be sort of watching her like a hawk from here on out.
Yep.
It is a big risk to kind of go and worry that Jam Jam is going to come back and bite you, but this is Survivor. It's late in the game.
Listen, those two have figured it out before. They've been both on the opposite sides of votes or what's going on, people left out. Like, they have figured it out multiple times. They will figure it out. I know Jam Jam holds grudges sometimes where he's like, oh, that person did this to me and I've held on to it until now they're gone and now they're gone. That's fine. But I feel like it's a bit of a different situation. I mean, they've both even kind of said that they know that they, sometimes fight or sometimes don't agree or sometimes are holding things back from each other, but they've always made it through.
All right. It's time now to talk about my two favorite Carolyn moments in this episode. Because, while I may
It's not the idol moment?
Okay, strategically, yes, that's the greatest moment. But as so many of you know, my true appreciation for Carolyn as a Survivor player comes from the antics, the screaming during the challenges, her getting mad at Probst during Tribal Council was really, really funny to me.
Well, come on. He basically told her to go take a nap. You know what? She's a grown woman. She can decide to not sleep for days if she feels like it.
I just like it when people get really mad at Jeff. And I think a lot of it is just that if I was out there, I would get really mad at Jeff too, because I'd just be like, stop yelling at me during the challenges. I don't want to hear from you. Why are you turning into your short-lived The Jeff Probst talk show in the middle of Tribal Council talking about, I just want to get to the vote already, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't helping the situation. He was being a little whatever with his comments. So, I get it. She was already annoyed. So then you're going to poke it and make her more annoyed than, like, when he's like, are you mad at me now? Yeah, I am. Like, what are you doing?
Second favorite moment of Carolyn's after Danny leaves. She's just like kicking her foot in the air. I don't think that Carolyn dislikes Danny on a personal level, but I think Carolyn was so sick and over Danny at that time. I think with him when he went up there and was just like, "You talking to me, Jeff? You talking to me? I want to do my dinner." It's like, okay, it was so unbelievably obnoxious. I'm not mad at Danny. It's his moment. He can do whatever he wants.
For sure.
But if I was out there, I would just be like, okay, come on, Danny, just get this over with. You've probably been talking about this at camp for like a week and a half. She was just so over Danny. And no offense to you, Danny, but you seem like the kind of guy, if I was out there with for a few weeks with you, you're a lot. You look like you're a lot.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I mean, I don't think Danny's a bad person or anything like that. But yeah, it's definitely like, you can... Even with his bit, like, you can have that bit and have it just take the right amount of time instead of going on and on and on and on. I think he was waiting for Jeff to like cut him off at some point, and Jeff was just like, no, I'll just till you're done.
It's not, I will say this.
With his mediocre impression, I said it.
Oh, is my impression better? You talking to me? No, my impression's not better.
Oh, no, it's not better. No,
I tried. Trying is all that matters, everybody. I will say
Agreed.
this for you, Danny. This is not the worst moment of somebody being voted out of the game that I can remember. Let us know in the comments what you guys think is the worst one that's ever happened. But good for you, Danny, for being at least a good sport on your way out. You
Yeah.
know, he doesn't seem bitter. That's going to be helpful for Carolyn, especially if she makes it to the end of the game. I think he considers himself the biggest survivor threat out there, the second coming of Boston Rob. So I think he thinks that if whoever takes him out really deserves to have this.
Yeah, I can see if she's at the end that he will throw her his vote, which would be really interesting because if we all remember that sanctuary lunch where, him and Brandon were just like talking over her like she wasn't even there. And then we're kind of like, yeah, well, you're not really a threat of anything. So, whatever. It's you and me, bro. I'm not going to try to do that bro handshake thing again. We did that already.
That's not a bro. That's not a handshake. I
That's
don't know.
just
I don't
hitting your chest.
I don't
Is that
know.
how it works?
I don't think
It
so.
doesn't feel great.
No, it really doesn't. It's like how you treat yourself for acid indigestion. I don't know if that's really accurate either. Okay. The other funniest moment of the episode, Danny basically just completely dismissing the idea of Heidi as trying to vote. The amount of reads on this season that are just really, really off. And this is my biggest complaint of the season. I'll just throw this out there. And we've talked a little bit about it.
Mhm.
The editing for this season is not good. At this point, we only think that Carolyn and Jam Jam have a real chance of winning. Like, it's not, we want to have a lot of winner contenders out there, and it's felt this way for weeks. So, Survivor editors moving forward, you got to find a way to give us more real contenders that feel like they have a real chance, that feel like they have a real story, because it's just not happening right now.
No, because the people who are left, like Lauren's not winning this game. I hate to say that Heidi's not winning this game because she really has been trying and she has been trying to make these moves. And for whatever reason, people just aren't trusting her, believing in her. I don't know what is happening there with that. It's really weird. My girl Jamie she fell out the boat the minute that she got here. She's not winning this game. Like, it really is sort of this 3-person race, really 2-person race. I'm sorry, Carson people. It's really between Jam Jam and Carolyn.
Jamie actually told me, and she told me that she won the game. Then she actually got invited back and then won the next game that took place after that. And she's also going to be on the next 3 seasons after that. And she's already traveled through time and she won those as well. So Jamie is now a 5-time winner of Survivor, everyone. All right, take that, Tony. We'll wrap this video up now. But hopefully, really fun finish to this season.
Yeah.
Let's cross our fingers, hope for the best. Be sure to check out our Patreon if you want to see our discussion about future players. Like Jess said, a lot of Survivor stuff coming this fall.
Yep.
Weekly show on that.
Yep.
Big Brother 25. Please be a good season. Please be a good season.
Know.
All right. Thank you guys. We'll see you here next time.